Hello and welcome back. Today I'm going to be talking about sketching and showing you how I go about creating the line work sketches for my woodland paintings in particular, particularly for my loose trees. And I'm hoping that you'll find it really helpful because it's the kind of process that you don't need much equipment for. And if you practice your observational skills in sketching and drawing the world around you and then translating that into this sort of loose mark making that I'm going to demonstrate, you'll find it really quite sort of really fulfilling and fantastic fun to then use these sketches and just paint over them with very soft washes of colour, and very simple painting techniques can create really quite intricate looking paintings, as you can see here. These are just similar sketches to the ones that I'm going to show you today, where, as I say, I have just washed paint over them in places just to suggest the colour and the detail of the forest. It's really important to consider observation as a vital part of the sketching process. You can go out and take walks in your local woodlands, forests or parks, anywhere where there are trees, to really look at, observe and take loads of photographs. And then building up your confidence, sketching and drawing is the best way to really progress with this style of watercolour painting. So let's take a look at the sketching process. I'm using a piece of A3 Snowden cartridge paper, an HB pencil, two fine liners, a 0.5mm and a 1.8mm chisel tip. And I've got a white acrylic Posca pen with a 1.7mm tip, just in case I want to put some highlights in. So I'll just play this as a time lapse, and I hope that this will sort of encourage you to have a go at sketching yourself. Maybe take a look on Pixabay for some royalty-free woodland photographs to get you started. Or next time you're out for a walk with the dog, take some photographs of trees and hedgerows, that sort of thing. It could be a really good way to get you started and to begin to sketch in a way that is sort of loose and free, and a way that you can start to learn to build up these kind of scribbly marks and patterns into scenes that actually look reasonably realistic. So I'm just using my chisel tip fine liner to create these really nice dark branches that appear to be coming out or growing out from the ivy that's sort of slowly growing around it and covering it up. I hope you can see how I'm using contrast of tonal values to differentiate between where the twigs and branches are emerging from their casings of the ivy, and then also using slightly different scribbly shapes below the ivy to indicate plants growing up from the ground in front of the tree. It's really important to keep these value shifts going because this can help to build up depth and distance in your sketch. don't forget, if you try something like this for yourself, that this isn't a step-by-step tutorial, this is a demonstration. And it's just showing you the way that I sketch and encouraging you to try and find your way of sketching. There's a lot of books out there that will help you to learn how to sketch. They can be really useful, but nothing beats actually having a go yourself, making a few mistakes, but finding your way into it, finding what you like, finding whether you like very sort of neat marks, finding whether you like scribbly, sketchy marks. Sketching is a very personal thing, and it's something that kind of grows. The more you do it, the more you sort of find your own way and your own style. So I'm alternating between my 0.5mm fine liner and my chisel tip fine liner, just building up all sorts of different marks and shapes to suggest the undergrowth around the base of the tree. And now a few of the little dead leaves. You can see I'm not drawing leaves, I'm just doing weird little crumpled shapes or suggesting them with my fine liner. Just using this white acrylic Posca pen to bring a few highlights across the trunk at the base and just in a few places here and there. And then I'll go back to my black fine liner and I'll draw around some of those lighter marks and then continue just bringing the drawing together with just balancing up a few values and a few scratchy, scribbly marks wherever I think I need them. Then lastly, swapping the orientation of my marks to more horizontal marks to create some ground in front of the tree where there's sort of leaf litter, rocks and stones and earth, that sort of thing. I'm just about done with this sketch, so now I'm going to remove the tape. Just gives me a bit of a border again, like I like with my painting, and makes the sketch look more finished somehow. I really enjoyed that process. I love sketching, and I think it's such a satisfying thing to be able to do, and it can really help you to build confidence in your drawing and painting skills. If you look a bit closer, you can see that there's not really much going on here when you look closely at the lines. It's just sort of scribbles and sketchy marks and dark tones against light tones. Sort of rounded shapes against straight scribbly shapes, but it all works together to create the illusion of this ivy-covered winter tree. And while I sketched mine on cartridge paper, you could equally sketch it on watercolour paper and go straight in, and just some simple washes like I'm showing you here on similar sketches are incredibly effective if you take the time to observe your surroundings and then translate that across through practice into your sketching. The more you sketch from directly observe things around you, the more you'll build up your confidence, and the more confident you are, you'll find it sort of more natural and more exciting to be able to create these lovely loose impressions that work so well in loose watercolour landscape painting. And if you enjoyed this demo, you may be interested in my book, Landscapes in Watercolour, Techniques and Tutorials for the Complete Beginner. While in the book it's necessarily a more structured approach, if you enjoy my style, then hopefully you'll find this an interesting and helpful and informative read. And there are a couple of links in the description below to follow if you'd like to take a look. And if you enjoyed this video and if you found it helpful, we'd love you to give it a thumbs up and to subscribe if you haven't already, so that you can become a member of our wonderful free art community here on YouTube. Which only sort of leaves me to thank our wonderful patrons over on Patreon who support the channel. We couldn't run the free channel here on YouTube without you, and we appreciate each and every one of you. There are links below to Patreon if any of you would like to take a look at that too. Many thanks for your time. Take care and happy painting. Bye.